世上只有妈妈好，有妈的孩子像个宝，投进妈妈的怀抱，幸福享不了。没有妈妈最苦恼，没妈的孩子像根草，离开妈妈的怀抱，幸福哪里找？
The fog kissed me today and asked me why I broke her heart, and sold it to the bearded man who smelled of smog on Club Street on my way to Rochor. Because I was trapped in your ellipses, was my response.
Then you should have not entered in the first place.
She quipped, blinding me into the harbor of time, where I am still lost, and where she is still laughing.
Can the world start slowing down? See the light. Can the world stop pointing fingers and save a life? Take the weight of your shoulder. Get out of sight. Appreciate all life's wonders. Take the flight.
Cha shao bao or cha siu bao. Same but different. In Sweden, I learned its Japanese name from a date who had lived in Japan. Manju. It reminds me of manja, sweet in Malay. We ate in a trendy restaurant called Bao in the achingly hip Serre-de-Marne neighborhood. In France, they call it brioche chinoise, but it tasted different. Vietnamese. The fish sauce gave it its signature taste. I never really took to it. I ached for the familiar taste of the sweet, sticky Chinese barbecued pork wrapped in a slightly sweet bun.
I didn't like the baked char siu pastries, only steamed ones for me. The baked ones were too sweet and heavy. My favorite steamed bun is the Hong Kong type. It looks like it's burst open. It's the promise of fluffiness that attracts me. That, and because someone once told me the buns looked like they were laughing. I needed some joy. I felt safe with the control. I wouldn't eat other things, no variables.
It wasn't the same buying steamed buns from Asian restaurants. Steamed buns are meant to be a convenient snack. Protein, fat, and carbohydrates neatly wrapped in a package. Didn't feel right to head out specially for this. It's not the kind of food you plan your day around. I resorted to buying frozen buns. That brought me to the Asian supermarket. It always smelled like Five Spice. Wu Tiang. It was nothing like home, honestly. And I don't even know why I got mildly annoyed that locals assumed it must feel like home to any Asian. I didn't go very often. I also hated having that foreign smell linger in my hair.
In all these Asian supermarkets, there were always Chinese or Vietnamese people. I spoke in Swedish, French, English, but not Mandarin to them. Was it a conscious choice, or did Mandarin feel foreign on my tongue? I was self-conscious about drawing attention to myself.
不要问我从哪里来，我的故乡在远方。为什么流浪？流浪远方，流浪。为了天空飞翔的小鸟，为了瞬间清流的小溪，为了宽阔的草原，流浪远方，流浪。还有还有，为了梦中的橄榄树，橄榄树。不要问我从哪里来，我的故乡在远方。为什么流浪？为什么流浪远方？
Oh, you speak Chinese? Can you say something in Chinese?
I didn't want to be exoticized any more than I already was. The shopkeepers didn't assume I spoke Mandarin. I don't look obviously Chinese. I'd feel relieved, but also a twinge of shame at rejecting my culture. I write like I'm confessing a crime. Maybe I am. It must be a crime to reject one's identity. But I didn't even know my roots. What was I rejecting then? A projection of what I thought was my identity? I didn't feel any connection to what was supposed to be my identity. Was I supposed to create it? Or did it have to exist first?
When I was a kid, my mother would bring me to the mamak shop on our way to school. I'd get a char siu bao. I remember the warmth of the bao, the steam rising and titillating my nostrils, the slight anxiety as the sky lightened and the day started. I wanted to linger in that moment for a little longer with my mother. I used to scoop the insides of the bun out and give them to my mom. She'd sigh and ask me to hurry up. I invented a reason. I don't like the insides, only the soft, slightly sweet bread. The outside, the shell. I also emptied out my insides from 15 years old on and went out into the world with an empty shell, hungry to fill it with anything but my own insides.
Every time I came back, I went on a mission to eat the best CSB. No need for kway teow, chicken rice, roti prata, no chili crab. I never hungered for that. Gonna ruffle some feathers here. Consider yourself Singaporean? Your favorite noodle dish isn't even Singaporean. It's pad thai. I was partial to handmade ones, small enough as a snack and so I wouldn't feel guilty, and no need to sit in a restaurant. I liked being nomadic. Explored a lot of Singapore and stopped in places to get snacking foods. Once I discovered in Lucky Plaza that there was also a Filipino version. Fascinating. Everyone loves a filled dough snack. Reinvention and innovation, and adaptation to local tastes. Suddenly I could forgive my relentless drive to reinvent myself. Surely there was some good to that, even if the drive came from wanting to escape the shame that I associated with my origins. I wasn't a shell without a core. I had just put my insides somewhere else to make space for other possibilities. I could mix it all together and create something new.
I'm back now, and I'm filling my insides with what belonged inside. They'd been stored in the fridge, marinating. The vessel has changed and not changed at the same time. The insides felt slightly foreign when they were introduced back, like the Madeleine de Proust. They were introduced into my life by foreigners, expat friends in Singapore whom I related better with at first. They taught me where the good hawker food was to be found. The inside slowly warmed and reintegrated. Some of what was occupying the space had to be mashed into the walls of the steamed bun. I couldn't really throw everything out. Something new has evolved. When I was a child, I invented foods I dreamed about. Now I just take what others create. I'm so impatient to have that little girl back.
They were once your world, your everything. What grounded you, supported you, told you your life was yours to live. Go, they said, spread your wings and fly. And so you flew. You flew so far you realized that the horizon had no end. It goes and goes as far as you wanted it to go. And then you flew back to them, eyes glimmering with hope, unlimited energy, ready to love this life, ready to share your discovered horizons with them. And then they tell you,
You flew too far.
Too far.
too far. Your dream, your hopes, too high. Too high.
An unimportant pebble. It's so easy to forget ourselves. to drown ourselves in a busy, fast-paced world, constantly trying to catch up with one another, constantly feeling we're never enough. We need more. My vision is blurry. I don't see me. All I see is an unimportant pebble lost and hidden amongst a million others on a coastal shore.
I feel so stagnant, not moving, unable to move, stuck, feet caught in quicksand, sinking deeper. The harder I try to get out, I try and try and try, until I am now waist deep in the quicksand that wants to engulf me whole.
So I stopped moving my feet, stopped moving, and allowed the quicksand to hold me as I stayed in stillness.
Within silence, between spaces, we seek, we search, we try hard to listen. Listening. Sometimes we feel so much need to express that we forget to listen.
Close your eyes. Every gentle breath is amplified. 7 seconds in, 10 seconds out. Particles of the grimy city air at night, with a slight glow of the half moon that is peeking behind the clouds. You hear the coffee she spilled this morning, the endless ringing of the telephones in her office, the chatter over the dinner table, her baby crying, her humming of a soft melody that slowly puts her baby to sleep. Her calm, her heavy head on the pillow. 7 seconds in. 10 seconds out. She finally rests.
Gumagapang sa mundo, sa halaman at lupa, kagandahan kulimlim, gutom sa kaalaman, uhaw ang kaluluwa, saya sa paligiran.
I learned languages so I could explore other worlds, swim in different oceans, make myself accessible to more people. However, there are emotional textures in Mandarin that languages I acquired later, like French or English, cannot create. Le cœur a ses raisons que la raison ne connaît point. 世上只有妈妈好，有妈的孩子像个宝，投进妈妈的怀抱，幸福享不了。没有妈妈最苦恼，没妈的孩子像根草，离开妈妈的怀抱，幸福哪里找
？Crawling through the earth with nature and land, hidden beauty, hungry for knowledge, thirsty for spirit, joy in surrounding. 现实一点，这4个字是灭掉我们小时候发出的那热烈的火，那好奇的探索家，那创造力强的艺术家。现实一点，这4个字可能可以让你不用担心吃的、住的，安安静静、平平淡淡的过日子。其实，平平淡淡的过日子不是件坏事。对你而言，坏的是，我不是个平淡人。我想永远都存着那热烈的火，不断的探索，不断的创造。不要问我从哪里来，我的故乡在远方。为什么流浪？流浪远方，流浪。为了天空飞翔的小鸟，为了人间清流的小溪，为了宽阔的草原，流浪远方，流浪。还有，为了梦中的橄榄树，橄榄树。不要问我从哪里来，我的故乡在远方。为什么流浪？为什么流浪远方？
Growing up has always been about being like everyone else, doing what everyone else wants us to do. We are shaped by where we're from, what we do, what we see, hear, speak. And during that process, we unknowingly bury our true potential, locking them up in the very muscles, bones, skin, and flesh that is the vessel that we carry with us till death. Humans are creative. It's one of the most crucial characteristics that differentiates us from the rest of the animal world. It is in our nature to create. We sing, dance, carve, move, paint, build, figuring out ways to create a better future for ourselves.
But somehow along the way, the goal of creating a better future overpowered the true reason why we create, which stifled the thing that we call creativity. We create out of curiosity. We create out of desire. We create out of hunger. We create out of frustrations, desperations. We create to escape. We create to fulfill. We create to feel. We create to express. Everyone has the ability to create. We are all capable of it. When we call someone talented, we tell ourselves that that person is able to sing, dance, act, or paint because it's an extra ability that they have. Something that the others don't possess. Which is not true. What we see as talent is the result of a person who saw through the expectations and allowed the locked up energies in their body to flow outwards, which is then manifested into work that we label today as art or anything under the creative industries. Talent can be learned by unlearning all conventions, eradicating all judgment, and allowing acceptance. Acceptance of yourself and the world around you. Because only then will you be able to access those precious energies within. Don't just dance like no one's watching. Live like no one's watching. Because at the end of the day, it is your life to build, your life to create, and your life to live. So why not make some magic while you're at it?
Anong nakikita mo? Anak kong nahihiya. Bagong buhay, magsama, umunlad ka sa loob. Malakas ang iyong diwa.
What are you witnessing? My shy child. New life together. Thrive within. Your spirit is strong.
I don't know when doves cry. I just know when I do. Not the rainfall that wipes your face under the storm, nor the dance of each droplet creating the map of your body. It's those that have wings that can fly away and not get too far or wide. Because it flies inside your skin. Like melancholy juice. Like sweat in Chinatown during the 4th of July.
This pink anfu was given to me by Papa before I came to London. I used to take these things for granted. I mean, what would a piece of cloth with voodoo-looking writing do for me? As if this could really help me ward off evil. So usually it'll be sitting in my drawer somewhere, even though my grandmother did give me clear and strict orders to keep it in my purse at all times.
I'd always tell her that I will do as she says just to give her a peace of mind. Thinking back now, giving me this was her only way to really ensure my safety and well-being whilst being away from her. This was the only way she knew how.
The process in which a solid changes directly to a gas is called sublimation. It occurs when the particles of a solid absorb enough energy to completely overcome the force of attraction between them. Dry ice is an example of a solid that undergoes sublimation. In a gaseous state, free to take any shape, you expand to fill the size of the container. And in the absence of the container, what are the limits of your being? Precipitating towards the surface when absorbing enough energy to escape the pull of the other molecules. And then you're off In the air, the moment before escape, filled with so much trembling energy.
Lumilipad sa langit, bahaghari lumitaw. Tayo ay magkasama, kapwa-tao umunlad.
Flying in the sky, the rainbow appears. We are together, fellow people thriving.
Can you be at home on the move? I used to go for very long bus rides from one terminal to the other. I'd read on these rides, usually studying for my biology tests or French tests. It wasn't a chore to me. I actually looked forward to these rituals and kind of dreaded the journey ending. As the bus pulled into the terminal,
Perhaps it's why I always feel a sense of comfort as an adult on long bus or train rides. I can be independent without the protocol and people surrounding a flight. I can't drive, so this is the best I can get. I can get on or off whenever I want.
There's nothing more soothing to me than settling into a long bus or train ride. If I dread the end of a ride, why not just set up a permanent home somewhere? But it is perhaps less of the place that is home than is the journey. I am at home when on a journey. The journey is home. The difference is that where once I was escaping,
the difference is that where once I was escaping,
now I am exploring.
Can the world start slowing down? See the light. Can the world stop pointing fingers and save a life? Take the weight of your shoulder. Get out of sight. Appreciate all life's wonders.